Hey, behind these doors lie one of the greatest car collections you've ever seen.
There's some awesome stuff in here. A 55 Cadillac two-door with some subtle body mods. It's beautiful.
And there's one of the best and greatest road racing cars in American history.
A Mercedes Roadster that replaced the Mercedes Gullwing.
And Sam, something close to my heart, a Jaguar XKE Roadster.
Yep, absolutely. And a little Porsche Speedster coming out of the ground.
Looks like they're calls. Well, we got that and a lot more here on Griot's Garage Treasures. Wow, what a place this is. We're here in Griot's Garage Showroom, and you can see they got a lot of stuff in here in order to preserve your car.
That's right. And you know, not only do they sell a lot of fine automobile care products and so on, but these guys are car guys, and they're dedicated to helping to preserve the hobby and the whole collector car industry.
Speaking of that, look up there. They even got a Porsche up there they preserve.
Little Porsche
But this is what's exciting is right back here. Look at this. Well, Sam, what do you think, buddy?
Look at this.
They got
Look
some
at this.
nice stuff here.
Lamborghini is Lero. I got to look at this car.
I see the DNA runs quick in your veins, doesn't it? Well, anyway, folks, over here, this is something that I really love. This is probably represents one of the greatest road racing series in American history. This was the Can-Am series. Ran back in the late 60s, early 70s, and Bruce McLaren and Denny Holm, they were the masters of the Can-Am series. They won it many, many times. This car was Bruce McLaren's car. This is one that he ran in 1967. This was about 4 inches shorter than the one that Denny Holm drove. But this car won twice, finished second twice, and Bruce won the championship with this particular car. The radiator was up front, but as the air flowed through, it not only helped cool, but also helped keep the front end down as well. And of course, it had air ducts back here for cooling as well. Single seat, although there was another place in here for a seat, that was part of the rules. Had a small block Chevy in the back. The car was built in England, but believe it or not, the engine was American iron right there. This was a small block Chevy they used back in 1967.
The fit and finish of this car is so exquisite. And handmade Italian cars, there's nothing like an Italian car. This was made in 1968. They only made them 2 years. And yeah, got a V12, got tons of horsepower, it's a 5-speed gearbox. This basically replaced the 4000 GT. They made the track a little wider, wider tires, better handling, roomy interior. You know, Italian leather is awesome. This car was recently restored. They did a beautiful job. And there's so many subtle touches on this car. I mean, the rear glass comes out and curves at the back. That's just a little subtle thing that just makes it perfect. And you look back here, and of course you got your Lamborghini Islero logo. You got some beautiful bumpers, beautiful exhaust tips. And by the way, the name Islero was named after a bull that killed a famous matador. I can't even pronounce his name. And of course, they ran this in concurrent with other Lamborghini models they built. So they were building several cars, but there was only about 150 of these built. Then they went to the S model and built about another 100. Just a gorgeous example. I'd love to take a look under the hood.
All right, now we got the back of the car off so you can really see the business area here. See, it's a rear engine car, small block Chevy on this thing. What makes it a little unique, and this is what they used back at those days, back in the late 60s, this was a Lucas timed fuel injection system. And you can see they used the short ram horns on here. And here's your timed injection system here. It's all controlled with a cam down here. Believe it or not, they used a Hunt Magneto on this thing. Now, these engines, even though the cars were built in England, these engines were built up in Livonia, Michigan. A guy by the name of Gary Knutson, which was with McLaren Engines at the time, built all these engines, and they were powerful. Uses a Hewland 5-speed transmission back here, and as you can see, it's got the ducting here for the brakes. This was a serious road race car. This particular car, after 1967, was sold to Roger Penske. Mark Donohue then drove the car in the United States Road Racing Series, and he won the championship in that. A real piece of Can-Am history and one of the greatest racing cars in the series.
Filtro benzina, that's Italian for fuel filter. Look at the size of this fuel filter. You need a lot of filtration. Look at these beautiful braided feed lines, and you got 3 double barrel side draft Webers on both sides. Got 2 cams here, 2 cams there, remember V12. And look at the way, the Italians were real big about wrinkle finish. This has all been duplicated. And of course, it's like a twin 6. You got 3 carburetors feeding this side, 3 carburetors feeding that side. And of course, a Weber is like 2 single barrel carburetors using a common flow pole. So when you have 1 carburetor, it's like having 2. But twin ignition distributors, twin coil, these are all Magnet Morelli. And you know, it's just an incredible piece when you look at all this stuff. And everything, again, even the original padding has been restored in here. And over there you got, this used Girling brakes, by the way, which is British. And they have the reservoirs over there all chrome plated, just like they came from the factory. This car left you wanting to go faster and faster and faster. It was a great touring GT. And to me, besides being an impeccable example, got these beautiful Campanola wheels with the knockoff props on it. This is an awesome car. I'll have to figure out some way that I can get the keys and take it for a ride. Right now, we need to take a break. We've got a lot more coming here on Griot's Garage Treasures, so don't touch that dial.